Hey everyone, and welcome to another GTA Online video here on the channel. Guys, I cannot stand RNG mechanics when it comes to rewards in video games. It's one of the main reasons that I stopped playing Black Ops 3 a while back, because eventually weapon unlocks that came out in later updates were locked behind an RNG loot box system, and I despised it. Now what I'm talking about today isn't nearly as bad as that system was, but it's still an RNG system and I hate them when it comes to games. Unless it's a literal casino where it has to be chance mechanics, I would just prefer other methods. So the Holiday Hauler limited time free mode event in GTA Online. Let's talk about that, shall we? I'll first go over the prerequisites for it to spawn and where it spawns, and then I'll discuss why it pissed me off. So in order to spawn the Holiday Hauler in your own lobby, you need at least 2 people, and you need to be in the session for at least 60 minutes. The session has to be an hour old before it has a chance to spawn in. The place you're going to want to wait at for it to spawn is Legion Square, around the area that I am in the footage. It'll spawn in honking its horn, and the music will start, and you'll be able to easily tell when it appears. Then, if you keep following it, it will drop presents every mile or so, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it drives pretty slow, so it could take a minute or so in between dropping the gifts. And it will drive all the way around the entire map on the highway until it gets about to the point where it initially spawned in at, and it'll disappear with a 60-minute cooldown on it before it can happen again. As for the gifts it can drop, you have a 25% chance of getting one of the 2 new sweaters from each drop, the Sprunk or E-Cola festive sweaters, and they look nice. But apparently you can only get 1 from each truck, so if you get the E-Cola sweater from one, you can't get the Sprunk from the same truck. I'm not sure if that's true or not. In my case, I was lucky to even get 1 sweater from 1 truck. If you don't get a sweater, then you'll get around $10,000 and some ammo from the drops. Sometimes it's less than 10,000, sometimes it's more. The best way to go about getting these 2 sweaters is honestly not to play in an invite-only lobby with a friend to do it, because good God, an hour-long wait for it to spawn in is ridiculous. The fastest way to do it would be just to lobby hop until you get in a session with a truck already going around the map with no one following it, because if there's a ton of people around it, you all have to fight over the 1 gift it drops for not even a guaranteed chance to get the sweater if you are the one who claims it. So aside from having to deal with RNG to even get the sweaters, or potentially having to fight other players for them, the drops themselves often will glitch out to where you can't collect them. There are multiple occurrences just in this one route here where the package would float in the air and I couldn't collect it at all, which is obviously really annoying. And I didn't even get the E-Cola sweater till the truck was on the way other side of the highway after it drove around for like 20 or so minutes. It drove around 80% of the map before it finally dropped for me, after which I still had 1 more to claim. So I go to session hop for a bit until I end up in another lobby with the truck and no one following it. I go over there, and my first drop, this happens. Yeah, it just disappeared on me the moment it gets dropped. I don't really know what happened there. But I kept following it until it despawned, which is only about 5 or so drops, and that one did not have anything to show for it, so that was a big waste of time. Then I session swapped a few more times and kept finding lobbies with multiple people following the truck, which you might be like, wait a minute, Ghillie, the guy who loves PvP, doesn't want a PvP over the crates? If I absolutely had to, I would, but why would I make it harder for myself when I could just switch lobbies until I could get one without having to compete over potentially getting ammo and 10 grand only? It would be a different story if it was a guaranteed drop. If every one of the boxes gave you the sweater, guaranteed, sure, I'll fight someone over it, but imagine you fight off like 5 players for the 1 crate that you managed to get, and all you get is some ammo and $10,000. Like, no thanks, I'll just find a lobby where I can collect as many as I want in a row without dealing with other players. So I eventually get into this lobby with 1 other person, and I thought to myself, I'm just gonna risk it. So I stayed in there hoping the truck would spawn in relatively soon since there's enough people in the lobby now. And sure enough, it did after about 10 minutes, so it wasn't that bad of a wait. And the other guy in the lobby ended up being a fan of the channel, so that was cool. Shout out to Thunder Bam Bam if you're watching this video. So same thing happens, I collect 4 or so crates, 1 bugs out again where I can't collect it because it's just floating in the air. But eventually I do get the Sprunk sweater from that truck. Overall though, it was just an all-around frustrating experience. I mean, it's the holidays, it's a festive event in a video game. It should be fun to try to go for these items. But RNG, especially in limited time events, is never a fun time. And the thing about it is, there's always those people out there that have the best luck, and they'll comment things like, oh, you're just complaining. It's not that bad. I actually managed to get my swears on the first try, so I don't know why you're complaining. It was easy for me. Oh, well, good for you. Meanwhile, there's other people who have terrible luck, and they're having a miserable time wasting their time because RNG keeps fucking them over. So instead of it being an enjoyable experience for everyone, it ends up being an enjoyable experience for some who get it on the first try or not with much effort, and then a very annoying experience for the rest. And that's usually the case for all types of RNG mechanics in video games. It was the same way with the Gooch event and with the Die Hard parody event. If I just go and look at my comment sections from those videos, there's people who get the items quickly, and then there's the ones who say, man, I've been trying to get this to spawn for hours and it's just not happening. Or, man, the event keeps bugging out. I finally got to spawn in, but I can't collect it. I can't get the rewards. So just because you might be able to get something extremely easily doesn't mean it's not just a pain in the ass and a flaw in the design. And speaking of design philosophy, I also have to question that because some of these events, in terms of how they spawn, just don't make any sense. Rockstar has been catering more so to solo players lately. You can sell businesses in invite-only lobbies. The new robberies are very solo-friendly. Pretty much everything in the past couple of years has been very solo-friendly to play, really. At least that I can think of. And then for these limited time free mode events, they're like, oh, well, for this one, you're actually going to need another player in there with you for it to appear. You need another player in the session. Why even have all these requirements like being in the session for an hour before it can have a chance to appear? The only thing that encourages is cheesing the event by lobby hopping public lobbies to get into a session where the event is already going on because no one in their right mind wants to wait for a 60-minute cooldown. Is that really what you want, Rockstar? Some people only likely have like an hour a day to play the game, especially during the holiday season when a lot of people are busy. There's really no good reason why it shouldn't be like 15 minutes in a session for it to be eligible to spawn in. Anything over that is egregious, especially if RNG is going to be thrown into the mix as well. I really enjoy when they do events like the Yeti or different scavenger hunts that they have had in the past, like for RDR2 with the pistol. Those are fun because, guess what? They're not RNG related. You can hop on the game and progress through the event at your own pace to eventually be guaranteed to unlock the reward at the end of it. It's not that the concept of the Holiday Hauler is bad. In fact, I think it's one of the coolest events they've done, and the truck itself looks awesome with all the lights on it. It looks great. I just wish there was a way to get the items without having RNG involved or extremely long cooldowns, because it kind of takes all the fun right out of it. Even if I had to collect like 5 presents to get one sweater and 10 to get the other one, at least that's guaranteed and not just by chance. But yeah, that is my experience with and thoughts about the Holiday Hauler event. Now I want to hear your guys' thoughts about it. Do you agree with me or do you like the way it is now? And did you have an easy time getting the rewards or was it in fact a pain in the ass? If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day. It's glitched in the air. I can't pick it up. Oh my god, just getting ammo and fucking cash the entire time. Oh, it's dropping another. Wait for it. It's still stuck. Wait for it. Oh, there we go. I still can't pick it up. They keep freezing in the air for me. That's still in the air. Well, now it's dropped, and I can't pick it up. Yep, I'm smelling the Rant video coming. It's dropped another glitched one. Yep, ammo and no sweater again. Ammo and money. Oh, I can't pick it up. Oh wait, they're right. Yep, ammo again.